So, what if your company had a crystal ball? A way to see exactly who you'd need to hire or train or promote months, even years down the road. Well, that's pretty much what we're talking about today, HR planning. It's really the art and science of building the workforce you're going to need for tomorrow. But how does it actually work?
I mean, you've seen this happen, right? It's the question that keeps leaders up at night. One quarter, you're scrambling, trying to fill some critical skills gap, and the very next, you're announcing these painful downsizings. It just feels so unpredictable and chaotic. But what if it doesn't have to be?
The truth is, most businesses fall into one of two camps. Over on the left, you've got that reactive approach. That's the frantic, last-minute search for talent that's always super expensive and, let's be honest, rarely lands you the best person for the job. But then on the right, you have the strategic alternative. This is proactive, it's efficient, and it aligns your people directly with where the business is trying to go. It's really the difference between being a victim of the future and, well, being the architect of it.
Okay, so let's get specific. What exactly is the strategic approach? What is this crystal ball we're talking about?
So what is it? Well, to put it simply, workforce planning is the whole process of getting the right people with the right skills into the right roles at precisely the right time. This isn't just about filling empty seats, it's about strategically building the team your company is absolutely going to need to win in the future.
Now, this might sound kind of complex, but it really boils down to a pretty clear 4-step process. So let's walk through how you can actually start predicting the future. And to make this real, we'll use a hypothetical tech company. Let's call them Innovate Inc. to see how it all works.
First things first, you got to know what you're working with. Step 1 is analyzing your supply. This just means taking a detailed inventory of the team you have right now. So for our company, Innovate Inc., this means looking at their roster of software engineers and project managers. Who are they? What programming languages do they know? How many are maybe getting close to retirement? You just can't plan a journey without knowing your starting point.
Okay, next up, where are you headed? Step 2 is all about forecasting demand. This is where you connect your people directly to your company's biggest goals. Innovate Inc.'s huge goal is to launch a new AI-powered product next year. So they have to ask, okay, what kind of machine learning engineers and data scientists and maybe even AI ethicists will that require? You're basically translating a business strategy into a talent blueprint.
Step 3 is where the magic really happens. This is where you do a gap analysis. You take your supply from Step 1, all those current software engineers, and you take your demand from Step 2, the need for all those AI specialists, and you just compare them. The mismatch between the two, that's your gap. This is the exact moment Innovate Inc. realizes, uh-oh, we have a surplus of traditional web developers, but a critical shortage of anyone with machine learning experience.
And what's really interesting is that a gap analysis almost never gives you just one simple answer. As you can see here, you might discover a critical skills gap in one area, like Innovate Inc.'s lack of AI talent, while at the same time having way too many people in another role. A lot of the time, only a small part of your workforce is actually perfectly aligned for the future without you having to do anything. Getting this kind of clarity is absolutely crucial.
And finally, we get to the most important part. You have to create an action plan. Because, let's face it, analysis is pretty useless without action. Step 4 is all about turning those insights from your gap analysis into a concrete strategy to build the team you actually need.
And this isn't just about hiring. Your action plan is like a whole toolkit of options. For Innovate Inc., sure, it could mean targeted recruiting for a senior AI researcher, but it could also mean upskilling, training current employees in new skills to turn their sharpest software developers into machine learning practitioners. It might even mean building out a whole new leadership program to manage these new AI teams. The point is, it gives you options beyond just another frantic hiring spree. Okay, so we've seen the process, but what's the real-world payoff? What happens when all these predictions actually meet reality?
Well, let's talk numbers. Effective workforce planning can lead to a potential 30% reduction in hiring costs. Now, why is that? It's because you're not paying those crazy premiums for last-minute hires or spending a ton of money on recruiters in a panic. You're hiring strategically, you're promoting from within. That is a massive financial impact.
And the benefits go way beyond just cost savings. Think of it like a domino effect. Your business becomes more agile. You can pivot faster than your competitors. Your employees, they're way more engaged because they can see clear career paths and they know you're investing in their growth. And all of this, it combines to create a powerful, sustainable competitive advantage.
I think this quote just sums it up perfectly. Workforce planning isn't passive. It's not about just predicting a future that's going to happen to you. No, it's about actively building the workforce and the company that you want to become. It really is about creating your own future.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought. As technology like AI continues to reshape entire industries, like overnight, knowing what skills your team has and what skills they're going to need is more critical than ever before. So the question is no longer whether workforce planning is just some nice-to-have advantage. The real question is, has it now become the absolute bedrock of business survival?